No idea what the buzzing is. Let me just.
Right, we're gonna go this first 2 minutes on sharing this, yeah.
We're live now, Tom.
That's cool. That's for me. I'll share it now. Just so now I'm on it.
Okay, yeah, you can put it in the chat. We'll just give everyone a chance to head into the stream.
Cool.
I see.
Can you post on the group as well?
If you got the original link, just so I
Yes,
can
in
get
Carve.
Am I still buzzing?
No, that's much better, Billy.
Cool. All right, cool. I just have to speak a bit louder when I'm talking. I turned my mic down. I think it was just picking up.
Yeah.
Everyone else. Cool. We're live. Awesome. Right. Let me chuck a link up. Have you got a link on the chat? You can post?
Yeah, I put a link in the group earlier.
Oh yeah, I see it. Cool beans.
I just realised I've got the whole grey thing going on.
Oh wait.
The whole back I have going on.
Oh, yeah.
And grey everywhere. Alright, let's get started. Come. Let's do an intro. Okay.
Yeah. So for everyone, everyone knows who we are. Ken, do you want to quickly introduce yourself and let everyone know who you are?
Sure. Hi guys. So my name is Ken. I'm I wouldn't say founder, but the creator of the eskate backpack, Alterbags. I'm from Singapore, and yeah. So basically, this is like a one-man show. So I've been manufacturing the bags and selling them on the different eskate platforms. So yeah, so it's been 2 years, about 2 years since I started this. So yeah, thanks for all the support from the community so far. And yeah, so if you got any questions, just let me know, and we can go from there.
Cool. So I'm going to moderate and let Tom and Billy run the stream. But I just wanted to ask you before we start, like, can you give us a little bit of history of Alterbags and why you came up with this product?
Okay. So the history of this. So I think about 2 years ago, I just got started into e-skate. I mean, I got my first electric skateboard in 2016 or something like that. Yeah. So I was looking for a backpack myself. So I was looking for some alternatives, hence the name, of the brand. So we got I got a couple of backpacks in mind, the Evolve backpack. I think at that time there was one called the Obed bags as well. Yeah. And a couple of China ones, you can get from Alibaba, AliExpress, but I couldn't find one that really suited my needs. And I eventually got the Obed one, actually, one of the Obed backpacks.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
It's kind of small for what I needed it to do. I needed to put in my my protective gear and my helmet, my pads, but yeah, it just didn't have enough space after you strap the board to your back. So it's kind of a stretch, and you have to. And the price at that time, it was pretty expensive for what it is, I felt. So I think I used that backpack for, I don't know, a year or so, until I realized that why not try making one myself and see where this goes. Yeah, so I experimented with a couple of designs, found a manufacturer, and did a lot of trial and error with the local eskate group in Singapore. And eventually, I got something that I was pretty okay with. So I decided to, try it out, do a small sample size, see if the community likes it and how you respond. And I think the rest is history, I guess. Yeah.
Cool.
So, Bill, can I just throw something in there, just while we're going? So, Bill, I want to ask, because obviously you had your bag first. How did you discover Alterbags then, from your experience?
I believe it was just after Paris when I believe it was just after Paris. It was through Instagram, and I you know what? It's quite vague now. If I'm honest, got me on the spot right now. I believe I did send you a message, and I said about anyone representing in the UK, you know, and I said about it's a great bag. Like, I've seen other people using your bag, and it was, you know, it's awesome, and I'd love to get involved and stuff as well. And that's how I found out about Alterbags and looking into it. Plus, but I believe I did previously, just before Paris. I think it was before Paris. I saw someone somewhere had it, and I was thinking that looks like a cool bag. That I really want to get that bag, you know. And to that point, obviously, it led up to that point when I was speaking to you on Instagram and stuff, and obviously now when I have mine, I absolutely love it.
You've had yours for a long while now. So how's that held up, haven't you? Because obviously you had yours for a lot longer than like for me. For me with my bag, we went to Brussels, wasn't it?
Let me go and get it.
Yeah, so my discovery of Alterbags was when we went to Brussels, which Tim has got fond memories of when we had that little trip, which was great fun. But I had a bag. I don't know if you ever heard of them. It's not a skate bag, but called AER bags, airbags, and they're like big travel bags, but they're really good. But they're not skate related as such. So I took my bag, which was great, had everything I needed, and then Bill had a mini, because obviously you got the max in the mini version with this roll top. And I went, oh, is that a boosted? Nice, because obviously it's similar to like boosted, but it's very diversible. And the fact that you can roll it up, and you had. So, Bill, do you want to talk about the itinerary of what you had for that weekend? Because you just had that bag, which was hilarious, because you had the weight of it. So,
here is my bag. As you can see, the state of it at this point. I've used it so much, honestly. I know you think, wow. Jesus Christ, what has he done? Is he just dropped it? I can't get it, sadly, as much as I want to. But that was actually because I used this. I went for a ride on my tramper board with my girlfriend Rebecca, and we went through a forest and everything. And this bag held up amazingly. I had all my camera equipment in it. I had all my extra stuff, I had all my spare gear and everything. And then when it came to Belgium, Belgium was quite interesting because I had everything in it. I had literally everything from my clothes. I had all my spares. I had my 18 tire.
Didn't you?
I had a full wheel set in there, and I had a spare battery as well. All of that, all inside of this, and a full stack.
And your board as well, wasn't it? And your board that you're carrying as well.
Exactly, yeah. And also carrying all that all at the same time was crazy, especially when we was going through the Eurostar and stuff like that. Because at the end of the day, it was like me and Tom were trying to get through with our massive boards. I don't know how Tom managed to bring
the best one is when I took my so I had a tray, which was where you obviously put your stuff in for shipping, which was like on top, you put your phone and all that stuff in. Bill just put it on top, very sleek, stylish. Me, I had my La Croix, which was like hanging off like either edge, and this giant but they were absolutely fine on. So traveling, I think that's one of the biggest things for me, because I was trying to find a bag which had just what I needed but not too much, because I think like other boards, like I'm going to say like the Evolve backpack is good for like camera gear or weekend or stuff like that, but it's because it's a box shape, it's a lot of void and stuff.
I've got to say as well, and even to the point of the extra detail of having this right in the front, I think this is amazing. It's a helmet carrier, and like it's awesome. It carries anything from my small helmets to my my Ruroc, and it's so useful. And like it's better than what I used to do with old, like when I just had backpacks. I just clip them to the side or clip them to my side, or you know, and when I'm riding, if I'm doing off-road, it will keep smacking against me, or if I'm just, you know, if I'm walking along, it's just in the way. And you know, with this now I can just have it on the back, and it's secure, and it sits there, and it's tidy as well.
So I've seen Tom put his La Croix in the bag. So Ken, what is the biggest board you've seen someone put in an Alterbag?
The biggest one I saw was the La Croix Nazar.
Yeah.
Yeah, Nazar, and also Kelly 2.0. I tried it out myself.
Okay.
You definitely need a little bit of strength to carry those boards on your back. But if you can handle them, I think it's a very neat package. You know, you don't have. I mean, especially when you hit the subway and everything, you don't want to be dragging your board, you know, down the subway or the train or anything. Yeah. So the biggest was the Nazare, I think, because of the thickness of the battery pack.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah,
That's quite impressive. The bag's quite strong and capable of carrying that much stuff.
Yeah. But I don't think I tried it out with Lone Star yet. But
I think I'd have to speak to.
I have no idea who will be carrying a Lone Star on their back, but
we can test that for sure, 100%. But I like to say as well, like the bag, it already has that. I really don't know what its like maximum weight limit is, because even from the Belgian weekend, as Tom probably remembers, it weighed so much. I literally had to get Tom to help me put it on my back and take it off because it was so heavy, and it didn't have any problem with it at all. It was just, it got us through the weekend. I didn't have any like, oh, it's ripping, help me know, that kind of moments, but it was absolutely fine, and it held up perfect, and it's such a it's a great bag overall for all that kind of stuff.
The thing I've been playing with the last few days is I put my Stoke battery in my backpack, my Evolve Stoke battery, and it slides into a laptop sleeve like perfectly, and you don't notice, because obviously a smaller battery, you don't notice the weight at all. So what I'm curious to do to see if you can take a Stoke for a group ride and then have a spare battery in your backpack and then just swap them, because you don't notice the weight, you know. So it'd be interesting to see if you could turn something like a Stoke, which I wouldn't necessarily recommend for like a train ride, into something that you could use just by swapping the batteries over. Anyway, talking about boards, Ken, what are you riding? Because I actually don't know what you ride, or are you a rider?
I do ride, but you know, haven't been riding in the last few months for obvious reasons. Okay, I think it's easier to start from where I came from. So my first board was inboard M1.
Inboard. Okay.
Inboard,
yeah. That was quite a juicy one, isn't it? Back in the day, Tim, you'd say that, wouldn't you? Quite a juicy board back in the day.
Yeah. I think it was what, 2 to 3 years ago. Yeah. At that time, I thought it was a pretty decent board. A little pricey, but for what it is, and with the hot swappable batteries and stuff, I thought it was pretty good.
I've got to say, on top of that, the batteries for that board is pretty amazing. Like you can super quickly switch them in and out. Also, there's much smaller battery. 7 to 8 miles per one.
Video once of someone swapping the battery whilst riding or something like that once, but they would actually
there was a video of a guy doing it, I think. Yeah, pretty cool. I tried it once, but you know the balance was terrible. Terrible. Yeah, I had to tighten my trucks all the way, but I still felt the wobbles after doing that. So after that, I moved on to Arcboard, if you heard of them. Arcboards in Singapore. Yeah. I had a Arc Aileron, their first belt drive version. Then I had both the inboard and the outboard, and then I upgraded the outboard to their version 2, to their gear drive versions.
Okay.
Yeah. Then after that, I sold both of them because I wanted an AT board. So everyone I got the
slowly convert over from street to AC.
Yeah, because you know the road sucks in Singapore, so you have to go on the pavement, and the pavement is even worse.
The place is like constantly smooth. Is somewhere like Australia where they don't get why people want AT, because they've got these long, coastal, soft pavers that go on for miles. I mean, like in London and like Singapore or something, potholes everywhere.
So what is
that? Yeah, so I got a Backfire Ranger X1. After those, then
those were really good. Someone had one of those in Birmingham, and it's like super thin, and the top end he got on it was crazy. And just for a very sleek, kind of stealthy board, it's really quite impressive.
I have a Backfire as well, and Backfire, the company, I think they're pretty great as well. I think they're the next. So as boosted is out the window. This is a big statement here. So, as boosted are out, I think X-Way and Backfire are the ones that are going to rise up, passing them, unless they do something to come back. I know it
Yeah.
to a line or something, but I think they're the next one to come up for sure.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think most Chinese brands are taking the opportunity now, for this gap.
I
Yeah.
think
So
in the next few months, with all this lockdown and social distancing, we're going to see hundreds of % of increase on personal electric transport coming up out of nowhere. It's gonna be like traveling off public transport away from people. It's going to be stuff everywhere. I reckon not too long.
yeah.
With the lockdown at the moment in Singapore, how's business? Are you still able to do shipping globally and everything running okay?
Yeah. Because it's basically just me, so I'm able to ship out the bags worldwide. Everything's still okay. The only issue is that certain countries have shipping restrictions. So I got customers in like the Philippines, and there's some issues over there. So I'm holding on to the bags and then checking on a weekly basis to see how the situation develops. Then once it's better, I'll ship those out. The shipping times. The shipping time is pretty okay. I mean, according to Tom, I think he got his in like a week and a half or something.
Yeah. So basically, because of my obsessive compulsive everything being just right. Obviously, I had my fall about 2 months ago on my quad, about 30 miles an hour onto my back, i.e. bag, and then hip, which basically shredded like so much of it and broke a couple of pips. To be fair, it's pretty much fine. It's just certain things I needed to get replaced, and then obviously I ordered another bag, and that came in about a week and a half. So it's not like it's long waits at all. So if you order, you're not going to be waiting forever, which is obviously really important. But yeah, the waiting times are fine. Couldn't complain about waiting times at all.
So I guess shipping is still okay for now. Going back to the earlier question about the boards, so after the Backfire Ranger, I sold it off. I got back into the G3 Plus. The Backfire G3 Plus. Then I sold that, so right now I'm boardless.
Oh, brutal.
Yeah. Anyway, I can't go to skate in the next couple of months, I guess. So planning my next purchase or something. So looking out to see what's going to happen in the next couple of months. I think there's a couple of exciting boards going to be released soon.
Is there a?
So one thing I've noticed with all the boards you've had are completely different to the kind of boards that people have, introductory boards over in the UK, I think. And so it's interesting. Like when I spoke to Tilo, obviously me and Bill went over to Brussels with Tilo. He was saying about own board, Backfire, X-Way, and all this stuff. So it's and obviously in the UK, there's mostly stuff like Evolves and Trampers and stuff like that. So it's really interesting to see how the markets are different over there compared to what we've got going on over here, really.
No, I think it's really dependent on how on each person's taste and their price range. I think in Singapore we have quite a wide variety of boards available. The community wise, we have Lacroix, we have Kelly's, we have like Artboards, the local guys. We have a good mix of our own boards as well, X-Ways as well. So it's a good mix. It's just dependent on what the user ultimately wants and how the marketing reaches them, I guess. Because I think in the UK, Evolve is more aggressive in their marketing compared to the Chinese guys. Yeah.
Yeah, they're market very well.
Yeah. And I think because a lot of us use the Chinese e-commerce shop. I'm not sure if you heard about it. Called Taobao.
Tilo showed me about this underground marketplace for everything, which
So basically, it's owned by it's just another Amazon kind of thing where you can go shop for products made in China. So you can shop for your Backfires over there. Some X-Ways are there as well. So they give a lot more advertising and reach to the Singapore market that way. Yeah. But I think in the UK it's more, Amazon, right?
Well, I don't think we don't actually. I don't think we buy from stuff. We buy direct from
Evolve?
manufacturers. Yeah, main company.
Oh,
I don't
okay.
know, but we don't actually have like we've had or we've had we've had shops in the UK which has supplied stuff. Dominant market over the UK for like a general consumer would be stuff like scooters are everywhere in regards to like the sports.
Scooters are mainstream in the UK for sure.
But there's not many places to buy electric outlet stuff.
I see.
So if somebody buy a board, they'll buy it from the manufacturer's website. They won't be buying it through like Amazon or something like that.
But don't forget what Stick Revolution are doing, for example, with their boards. They've decided to start stocking X-Way and board. Big thing, since those two companies have never ever been based elsewhere properly, apart from obviously now they're doing it in the UK, which is great. I think it's going to be a good thing for them and also for the actual company that's selling them as well. And it's it's unique, and like we were saying, like UK to other countries, like comparison, the UK has specific boards for beginners and stuff that people go for. And when it comes to the Philippines, Singapore, China, maybe even Japan, they have specific boards that they all go for beginners. And it's fun how now this is basically going to collide, because now beginners may also go for own board and backfire, which is a great option. Same for X-Way as well. But yeah, no, I think it's really cool how it's all being moved together now, and eskate is growing more and more, and I think it's really great.
Yeah, definitely. People have access to more options right now, so that's a good thing.
More than ever, for sure.
Well, heritage-wise, you tell me, mate. 5-10 years ago, what was your options on purchasing the board?
Boosted Meepo? Boosted?
Even 5 years ago, really. Like, if you actually really look at it in depth, 5 years ago, there wasn't as much. Really, there was boosted. Well, obviously they've started off with all their Kickstarter boards and whatnot. And same for Evolve. They had their like Gen 1 and Gen 2s. They've been going for over 10 years now. But like, apart from that, really, a lot of other companies just sort of just appeared out of nowhere and became popular all of a sudden so quickly. It's just What do you go for it?
No.
Go on, you was going to say something, so I was going to let you go. But no, good question for you. What do you think? Do you think in the next 5 years there'll be more eskate bags out there, like from main suppliers and main companies? Or do you think,
definitely. I think, accessories wise, that's the most logical pivot or expansion of a e-skate business, right? There's only so many boards you can make, but tons of accessories you can sell for it. So I guess, besides third parties, I think definitely manufacturers could definitely go into their own production, and they can design their own e-skate bags. I went to the business. We went to this project knowing that this will eventually happen, and I think that if they start getting serious about making backpacks, I think it's a good thing for everybody. Especially myself as a e-skate rider as well. I get to try out different things. It's always good to have options, available for everybody. I think it just benefits the community better. Because I think if we are only stuck with one particular brand or design, it's just going to make us too reliant on that, and there's not much innovation in the whole industry. Definitely, I'm not surprised to see some innovation coming up in the future as the popularity of e-skate, or electric vehicles picking up.
Do you think if other brands start making bags, this is going to push you to change your bag and make improvements, or do you think Alterbags will also extend the range from bags to other products?
So far I've been focusing mainly on e-skate because that's really what I'm interested in.
Yeah.
Yep. Definitely working on some stuff. You see, like every year I kind of think of something that I can improve on, or something I can offer for the next year. So we'll see how it goes. So I think this year I released two different other colors, and I added some modifications to the previous lineup. So I think Billy has the older version. And Tom has the version for this year. So we made some improvements here and there. Definitely looking into all the feedback, from the community, from all the customers, what they like, what they don't like, what could be improved, and trying to see how we can incorporate it in. But definitely trying to stick to the original philosophy behind the bag and the design. Because I've seen other backpacks, how they are made and what they are meant to do, and I don't want to, go down the same route as doing the same thing, just a different packaging, everything. I've been called out once, I think on Reddit or something. I was trying to copy the boosted backpack or something like that. That wasn't a very friendly feedback to get when I first started. But I think people sort of understood where I was coming from, after a while. So so definitely looking into new designs and new improvements going forward. Yeah. So you'll just wait and see. Yeah. Probably you'll be interested to see what's going to happen next.
So I'm really curious, what kind of modifications have you changed since the original kind of models compared to where we're at now? What have you amended?
So firstly, different materials, different colors and materials. I think the one that Billy has was the nylon canvas and the ballistic nylon. Yeah, so it's a two-tone bag. The bottom is ballistic nylon, and on top is more of a canvas material. So
that bag.
So when I launched it at first, that was the only color available because I didn't want to push it too much, because depending on how the market responds and everything. So that was the only color available. So now, with things picking up, and I launched the new one. I think Tom has one. Yeah. So Tom has the newer one. This is the Midnight Black edition. So this one is in full ballistic nylon. So the top and bottom is made of the same material, and obviously different colors. I also added in a little bit of changes to the handle, the top handle, which has a nice grip right now.
Yeah.
Really, so the one
as well, which is good.
Yeah, so you see Billy's one, he's holding it by the handle. It's just a piece of material over there.
So there.
Yeah. So if you see Tom's one, it's reinforced with a rubber grip.
There we go.
Yeah. And there's a slightly thicker shoulder pad, about 20% thicker. So it's for a little bit more comfort. Yeah. And
it's fine.
Yeah, and the front pouch as well. I extended the zip so that it could zip up the front compartment fully. Just slight tweaks here and there.
So one thing I don't know if I'm gonna be upset is I actually took my helmet pouch out so I could fit a whole pouch in here. Because I've got the biggest head ever created, and Tim can vouch for this.
He has my head. Let's just say that.
Brought head into the helmet. However, one thing without smashing everything to pieces, stay there. Whoa! Lucky no. Is I actually just clip my helmet on this part here. Let me just get my helmet, just for example's sake. I shall return. 1 second.
Tom, when you're done, put the bag on as well.
Okay.
It's your bag. You do whatever you want with it, as long as it works for you.
No, just yeah, but that's the thing. It's just I seem to just loop through here. But that's okay. I'm not doing anything weird. I promise. Right. Okay. Yeah. So, what's good about that helmet, that handle increase, is that you can lift up most of the weight off of that when you lie it up. Hey, and we'll see how it holds back. Oh, okay. Right, let me tilt you up.
Let me jump up and wear mine without. There you go. So you can see a with and a without kind of thing. There you go. Tom froze.
Yeah, I'll be back in a second.
Tom died. Whatever it is, with me on it. Sorry, with it on me. Wearing it without a bag, without a board, sorry. Super comfortable, I'll tell you that. And this alone helps, especially when it's heavy. Because honestly, when it's heavy, it's kind of wanting to come off, and it just keeps it together and makes it feel.
So how comfy is the bag with a board on it? Because I know I've got my Evolve bag, which I carry a Carbon GT in, and after a while it gets super uncomfortable.
I think it's super comfy, like really, really comfortable. And I've carried up, like I've tested it with other boards as well, just to see how it feels. Oh god, we're in like a free sequence right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, yeah. So yeah, like I think it's really comfortable. You don't have any like back issues, or like you don't feel like it's weighted in a funny way, like it's hurting your back. Even at the weight I had it at, which was like 5 times the weight of a normal Evolve. So it was like the board, the bag itself, it's comfortable, definitely, wherever you carry it. And I've tried out the Evolve backpack before. I had a boosted backpack as well. And out of all of them, this is still by far my favorite.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, it's all good, man.
Yeah, sorry about that. I lifted the screen and unplugged the computer. Right. Right, so yeah, that's when it's fully
nice
on there. But I've got the 7 inches back on my board, and it's there. It's an electric board at the end of the day, so it's not the lightest thing. But you could easily stick this. I spoke to you about this the other day, Tim, wasn't it? And I was thinking of carrying another board on my back for a ride, because this is stuck to you. You don't. And my biggest thing is if this moves, and it barely moves. And
you gotta love the board cover in it as well, and that just makes the whole overall look good.
Yeah, what I didn't do before, I actually had the board cover not on my board because I didn't see the purpose of it, and then I realised the Velcro that's connected to the board cover sticks the bag sticks your board to the backpack, so it doesn't move around at all. But honestly, this is I can sit like this for ages. And well, the big thing for me is reason why I got my Stoke as well. So if I have an Evolve Stoke, it's a lot lighter. I can put that in my bag. So normally, if it's wet weather outside or the weather's rubbish, I'll put my Stoke on my bag in my backpack, because then that way, if I go out and it clears up, then I can still ride. Because nothing, I don't know about you, but I hate more than going out without a board and then it comes out all shiny and sunny all of a sudden. Then I'm like, I really wish I'd brought something with me. But this ain't moving for anything. So it's really fixed. This is the way to go. 100%.
Yeah, they're offering 3 different kind of bags. Do you want to just tell us the differences between the 3 options?
All right. Okay. So so the 3 options. The Dove Grey version, which is currently out of stock. So that's the one that Billy has. That's the older version. And then we have the 2 new arrivals, which is the Gunmetal and the Midnight Black edition, which is the one Tom has. So they're basically the same offering. We offer them in the Maxi, which is the larger one, and the Mini, which is the smaller one, as you can see here. So all the description on the materials used and the changes from the Dove Grey to the newer backpacks are all in the product description once you enter into the product page. Yeah, so you can check it out.
They're really nice looking bags. The midnight black one I think is my favorite. That looks really good.
I got that one. I like the all
Yeah,
black.
Yeah.
Black.
A lot of people have been asking me for all black backpack after my first one came out. So
yeah.
yeah. Yeah,
So
so
with
the product info is out there.
different sizes, what would you recommend? Kind of like the small one, I guess, is like boosted and evolved stoke kind of size.
Yeah, so the only difference between the backpacks on what boards you can put on it is basically the clearance between the wheels. So you can basically put most boards on the Mini, except those penny size electric skateboards, which is obviously you might as well just strap it to a normal skate backpack. Yeah, so the smaller one fits most boards, but I would recommend the Maxi for something like 40 inches or longer, just because of the comfort and the fit wise. Yeah,
Okay.
but if you really want to a smaller backpack just for like a day pack or something, you can definitely just go with the Mini as well. Yeah. But if you're riding a LaCroix or Kelly, definitely go for the bigger one for obvious reasons. But I did try using the Mini on I think a LaCroix prototypal once. Yeah, it still fits. So I was surprised.
A little bit skinnier. I've never ridden one. The prototype LaCroix, but my mate John's got one. We've got a stream next week with. He's got one, so it'd be nice to see. I've never ridden one. I'd love to ride one and stick one in my bag. But to be fair, for the Mini, if you can get a GTR in it, you can get most stuff in it. To be honest, especially the Carve, which is a little bit longer, I think, compared to the Bamboo. Because Tim, you've got the Bamboo, haven't you? And that fits.
Yeah. So Patrick, the thing I think that makes my bag uncomfortable is the fact that I'm carrying a board, spare bag, spare pads, all my camera gear. I think it's just the weight. It's not really the bag itself. It's just I'm carrying way too much stuff.
You do a streamline, don't you, Tim? Of what everything you need and reduce weight a little bit.
If I'm taking a new person riding, I need 2 of everything though, so it's pretty hard.
I'm interested on doing that because I want to go take like a few people will obviously with this are like, oh, can we go? Where can we go for a ride? Can I try it out? You could wear your gear and then have all the gear for the other guy on your back.
Yeah, that's exactly why these skate bags are so good. Is you literally can take another board, and your bags fit a helmet much better as well. I think, don't they, Ken?
Yeah. It's just because the helmet just strapped using the helmet cover, so it just basically gets out of the way when you're walking around and everything. It doesn't swing, by your side, getting hit by every other thing else around you. So so it's much more comfortable.
You're not limited to helmets. Like what helmet you can put on it as well. Like I could put my normal Evolve helmet. I could put my my Ruroc on it, with or without the mask.
Why is it that you can get your Ruroc into your bag and then my diameter of my skull will not fit my head?
I will make it work. Next time I see you, I will make it work.
Yeah, we need to make it work. But
sure.
God, my head is. I did difficult with helmets. I remember I keep telling this story because I think it's quite funny. Me and Tim and Billy went to the Evolve Open in Devon, and Ruroc were there with their helmets. I could try one of the helmets. Of course, the biggest one you got. And I remember I was standing there with Tim, and I was just kind of getting crushed into this little face just coming out. So I need to find a full face helmet that fits for competition. I think at some point.
You should get like a Fox Pro frame or something like that.
Yeah, what the guys rock, one of those, and those are the
Yeah, I saw those helmets getting a little like triple XL or something.
Yeah, honestly, I need some. You don't understand. Like honestly, this is 64 inches. The size of this. This is 64 on the. There you go, 64 inches on the bloody helmet. My hat size because it's the biggest in the world.
Big head, mate. Big head.
I think that's not 64 inches, Tom.
Huh?
64 inches is very big.
Yeah,
I've got a small head, whereas my hats are absolutely tiny. Like straight out of the box, I don't even adjust them. I just put them straight on my head. So pretty much.
Yeah. Anyway, I have one thing I wanted to address. So I think I have a lot of requests to add in like a camera compartment for the backpack. Yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
You need
Especially
it.
for the camera, guys.
Yeah.
So yeah, I definitely thought of it, but there's just one thing holding me back. Because if I were to add in like a helmet compartment or something like that, it would just eat up away all the usable space inside because of the padding.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in that case, you won't have as much space to stuff whatever else you want inside. So
Can you just make an optional, camera bag inserts of that foam with a Velcro? Just have that as an insert, so people like myself who travel with a lot of camera gear could just put that in your bag.
Yeah, but Tim, you can just get one off Amazon, right? It's like $2 or something like that.
Maybe I could, yeah. But it'd be nice to
have a package, have it as a package. Addition. That'd be cool, actually. Like little accessories you can do to change loop.
Yeah.
That ecosystem.
If you wait a couple of months, I'll probably have something coming out soon. But definitely taking into consideration all the feedback. Yeah. So for the camera guys, if you really need something, I'll make it happen.
That would be really cool, because I think there's so many people now in the eskate scene who really love sharing what they do, and so many people are starting to film stuff as well.
Talk about gear, Bill. Is your bag fully loaded by any chance?
My bag currently has in it.
What do you have in your bag? So we do what is in your bag video?
What's in my bag? So I actually took most of it out because I was showing a few people how the standard Evolve battery fits inside the bag. So most of the stuff is out of the bag, but I still left some of it in. I've just got spares. I have just whole 80 tires in here. As you do. I've also right now this is just my spare bag for when I'm using. It's for my spares. Sorry, when I'm going out my tramper. So like I say, I've got a spare wheel just in case. 2 spare inner tubes, of course. And pretty much just a bunch of Allen keys or whatnot. Pretty much everything I need for when I'm going out, including a punch repair kit and some extra spare bearings and another inner tube.
I'm not going to break stuff, but I'll go through
a lot of stuff. But that's all I've got in there. Cause most of the stuff since I went riding last, I've actually taken out of my bag. Because obviously I need it for other reasons. And then on the sides, normally I put my Allen keys and tool sets in the sides here. I find that here and here is a bit more easier to have. And the same for if I've got a wallet on me or if I've got my remote and I'm in the cafe maybe charging, I'll put my remote in the side. The front can range. Obviously, if I've got my helmet on the front, obviously the bag, the pocket at the front is where you can't use if your helmet's strapped to the bag because it's within. But normally, if I'm not using the helmet thing, I just store like other important things, bank card, phone, whatever.
So do you have a laptop compartment in your bags as well?
I think Tom can show it. Billy.
I'll pick mine. So basically, I'll break down what I've got in mine. Right? So I'll take this off because I literally. There you go. It's like Bill can show the inside of it.
Yeah. There we go. You can see it. It's
okay. Yeah.
There we go.
You can use it as a weekend bag as well to take all your gear.
Yeah. This is how you turn it into a weekend bag. Just roll it up, and then it's massive. Basically, that was the best bit.
Oh yeah. This makes it the top selling point right here. The fact that your bag can be this big if you want it to, and then have it, because that's basically what my bag was like when we was at Belgium. This the whole weekend, all the way up to the very top, and still fit everything. I'd say give mine. It was all my spare stuff. It was all my stuff on my board, and it was all my clothes for the weekend. So that was a lot of stuff to carry. So
the mindset up would for a skate at the moment, and literally inside here at the moment, without it unplugging my Mac again. Jesus. It's just a bit finicky because got my broken Mavic Mini. Which I didn't zip up. I've got this is quite good. I've got a little helmet, the bag cover. So this is like a reflective cover that fits over the whole thing. That's in there. Then I got waterproof jacket. And the first aid kit. And then on the side, I've got. This is a great little spot for your little Insta. That goes in there. I'm not going to throw that. It goes there. Tidy this up afterwards. And then I've also got the front. I've got a deck of cards. You never know when you need a deck of cards, apparently, which is really quite helpful. And then I got that pocket for remote is perfect. That is such a useful little pocket. And then the sides, I've not really done stuck water bottles in, but I've got my spare inner tubes on the sides. But we know what's in the front. So
how waterproof is the bag as well?
Is that for me?
Yeah, for Ken.
Ken.
Oh, okay. Yeah. So the bag's pretty waterproof. The material is water resistant. I wouldn't say waterproof. You don't go dumping it in the swimming pool or something.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah. So it's pretty water resistant. So it will survive and you're swimming in the rain. No problem. Okay. Yeah, your gear will be okay. Yeah, just don't go dumping it in like a pool or something. You should be fine. Yeah,
of course. But I mean, sometimes if you ride in the rain, the boards splash up so much water sometimes.
Yeah, I have a guy. A guy in the US in Seattle. He rides in the rain quite often, so he's been telling me, the bag has been holding up pretty well and he's doing his rides. So it's pretty okay so far. I tested it myself. I got caught in the rain once with the original backpack, so everything is fine. The new material, it's better for water resistance, so it's pretty good. I even had one guy who had a maxi version of my backpack. He brought it on an overseas trip with his family, so that was his only day pack throughout the whole trip. So that's pretty cool to see. He was packed all the way to the brim, with his camera gear and his own personal items. So then when he got back to Singapore, he had to use it as a grocery bag because he has to ride a bicycle to the grocery shop and stock up all the necessities and supplies because of the whole coronavirus thing. So yeah, he filled the whole bag to the brim and just rode his bike back home. So it's pretty interesting to see how people pack their bags up.
Have you weight tested how much you can put in it? Because I know you've been putting some really big boards in it, and then obviously you can stuff the bag with so much.
I haven't really tested the limits yet. So I think the heaviest I ever saw was I told you before was the Le Croix Nazare, and this is the guy just crazy. He filled it up to the brim with his lunchbox, with everything he could possibly fill up, including a helmet. So. I got a post on Instagram showing his setup, and I don't know, that thing must have weighed like almost 20 over kgs, I think.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I would guess. The Nazare, how heavy is it? Like 14, 15?
Oh god, I don't. It's the evolved thing. I don't know off the top of my head actually.
Let's Google it. I can't remember how heavy it was. It was crazy heavy.
Yeah, because I put it in my mini. It doesn't really work, but I reckon in the maxi is the way you want to go. 23 kilos. Nelson's got it. Nelson.
Oh yeah.
23 kg.
Yeah, cool. That's a quick.
About that,
quick.
I think where I'm going to use it for just stick in my bag is on the public transport, which we're not going to be doing for a little while anyway. But I was using it. So I ride to the station or ride where I need to go. This was before lockdown. I put my board on my bag, and then I put my bag on top of the rafters out of the way. And then I literally carrying it between stations, come out, get it off, and then clip, and then I'm on my board again straight away. So that's the way to go, because I don't think you're going to carry it too much, but especially if you've got like a Le Croix Nazare or a Lone Star, you're not going to be carrying too much anyway.
Yeah.
So it's interesting to see what you mean.
Unless you're that guy, obviously, but
Yeah, that was the initial idea behind the whole backpack idea as well. I mean, the thing is that most of us wouldn't strap a board to our backpack unless we know that we won't be riding it for a long period of time. Yeah. So it's really for those times where you are in a public transport, or you're in a shopping mall with your family, you just have your board along with you or something like that. Yeah. So it's this kind of situations. Definitely not your short commutes to from point A to point B.
When you're going into like the pub or going into the restaurant or wherever you charge, so you just strap it up and it's quite sleek from that aspect, really.
Yeah. The best part I like about it is when you pack everything for the next day. You can just leave the whole thing at the door. You can just grab it straight away and get out.
That's what I do with mine. I've got my helmet and my bag underneath, and literally if I'm going out, I just go bang, bang, and I'm done. It's an interesting story about that, actually. About a month ago into lockdown, I heard someone trying to break into my car, and I literally grabbed my board, which was by the front door, and for some reason, I should do, but I literally automatically now grabbed my helmet because it's on the door as I leave, went bang, bang, and then I literally ran after them down the street with my stuff that was just ready to go all the time,
Wow.
So Ken, what's the future for Alterbags? Can you give us a sneak into kind of like where you aim or where the company's going over the next sort of year or so?
Well, future's pretty uncertain right now. The whole the whole lockdown and everything. But because we just launched 2 new models this year. I mean, 2 upgrades this year.
Yeah.
We're definitely looking into more accessories wise, as I mentioned before.
Yeah.
And also probably a new type of bag for you guys, because boards are always changing. Bags, you can't just stick to one formula all the time. People's needs are different. But
that's very interesting. So you look like a whole, it's rather than just one altar bag. It looks like we're going to have maybe a possible range of altar bags.
Yeah, definitely.
That's cool.
We need a chest.
I took into consideration a couple of things, like what people look for in a bag, and also the price is a huge issue as well. Trying to keep it within a reasonable price, but there are some people who prefer something like a hiking backpack. There are some people who want something that they can rough it up and bring it up for like a backpacking trip or something like that as well.
Okay,
yeah. So there's a lot of inputs from my customers, and even on the eskate forums as well. I'm a member there, so I time to time I just take a look on what are people interested in. So let's get some inspiration from there. But definitely working on some new stuff. If as and when I can, I'm just doing this during my free time, so it's not like a full-time job for me. So it's we'll see how it goes. But definitely working out.
What about merchandise? Because I see the top you're wearing now.
Yeah, you got an Alterbags
t-shirt.
Okay.
This is just a short production run because I was going to be on this funny story here. So I was working together with the guys at Artworks. They were like, because Singapore's really small, the whole community is really small. So I got to know the guys at Artworks. And one day I was invited to do like a demo for the back, and they wanted to film it so that they can advertise it and also post it on their social media accounts as well. And at that point of time, I thought, like, what am I going to wear there, to help promote the brand? I can't be possibly wearing an Artworks shirt, So I thought, okay, why not just go and make a couple of t-shirts just for kicks, so they can get their brand out there. So so this was like one of 30 shirts. So I gave a couple out, to some of the early bird buyers for my first run, and some of the ambassadors as well. So as in going into merchandise, that's still really pretty tricky, right? because I don't want to, like pivot too much. Start being that brand that starts pumping out merchandise just for the sake of it. Yeah. So we'll see how it goes. But merchandise, not right now. Yeah.
Okay. So we've got about 5 minutes left of the stream. So is there anything you kind of like want to tell us about, or you want to fill us in on the Alterbags?
Yeah, sure. So I just want to thank you guys for all the support. I mean, not you guys, the whole community, or the whole community as a whole. When I first started, this was just a side project for me, something to do to pass the time. But everybody has been pretty helpful with all the comments, all the feedback, and also supporting the brand. And they're definitely looking forward to working with you guys more. I know contributing back to the community to see what else I can add to the range as well. And definitely keep all the conversation going on in the forums, or across the Facebook groups, because I'm also regularly checking in from time to time to see how I can help out with the needs of some individuals. I had one guy asking me if the bag could expand out into a trolley bag or something like that, because he found that his board was too heavy and he wanted to pull the bag as a trolley. But so you got these are weird comments coming.
That would be interesting.
I actually a trolley bag idea. Yeah.
Trolley bag, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, actually, speaking of that, Tom, if you remember when we was in Belgium, we was just getting off the train. Sometimes I couldn't be bothered to sit there and get Tom to help me put the bag on. So I was just holding the board and using the board as like a trolley, just pulling along. The bag was still attached to it, but it was just.
We discovered this. We discovered this, didn't we, Bill? If you have the board up like that way, only if you have the 7 inches on it, you can turn the board this way, so it's upside down, and it gives you 1 inch of clearance, and you can just kind of roll. Is it that way or that way? You can just kind of roll it along.
Yeah. You can use it as a suitcase, sort of like a trolley bag, or you can actually. We realised you can just leave the bag on it and sit on the board and still use it, which is obviously very worrying, but at the same time,
you can just kind of trolley it, can you? Holding it by the motors, actually. You might try that. Be quiet.
Yeah, I mean, if your wheels are big enough, you can definitely try it out. So if we'll see how things goes. I mean, I'm pretty excited to see what new boards come out this year, and seeing if the backpacks will be able to fit them as well. Yeah. So
for sure. Quarantine aside, I think the rest of 2020 is going to be a good year. Either way, I think what's happened obviously recently is a shame, of course. Everyone is dying to skate. Everyone's dying to get out and see their e-skate buddies and everything. But I think the rest of this year is going to be amazing. I reckon for companies like yourself and for like individuals as well and communities for sure.
Yeah, they're definitely looking to see how the whole community come out as a whole.
For sure.
I think because for e-skate, I still feel it's a very maturing industry. Yeah, it's still very young. A lot of third-party manufacturers are coming out with great products. So we'll see how it goes.
Sure, yeah.
Cool. Any last questions from Tom or Billy before we wrap this up?
No, I'm happy, yeah.
Okay.
Had a good chat, yeah.
Ken, thank you very much for joining us. I know it's like a crazy time of the middle of the night for you.
But no worries, mate.
Really appreciate you coming on. Good luck with Alterbags. We'll drop your link in the Facebook group as well with this video.
As well, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Nice one. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you. You guys have a good day.
Cool. See you guys later. Thanks for joining us.
See you. Bye.
Bye-bye.
See ya.
And we're off here.